The following is a presentation of the OLSH Sports Network. And we welcome you inside the AAC on the campus of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. It's Charger basketball section action tonight as the Chargers are hosting the Ironmen from Steel Valley. Good evening, everybody. I'm OLSH alongside Chase Johnson. We're here to bring you a section action game between, as I said, the Chargers and the Ironmen. And it's a tale of two stories. It's a tale of two stories. That's what I'm trying to say between these two teams, Chase.
They definitely a tale of two stories. I mean, right now you have OLSH currently sitting in second place in Section 2 3A with an overall record of 13-4 and with a 7-1 record in section. Then you turn the coin over, you look at Steel Valley, a team that comes into tonight's game 0-17 with an 0-9 record in section. Definitely something for the Steel Valley. They're trying to get on the board here so far in this season. It's definitely been a tough season. They lost a lot from last year's team. A team that lost to a Deer Lakes team 65-64 in the WPIAL 3A semifinals, and then that team also went on to lose to Penn Cambria 66-57 in the PIAA 3A second round of last year's PIAA tournament. And since then, the last game that this team was won was March 11th of 2023, which was last year. They defeated Bedford 74-60 in the PIAA 3A first round action of the tournament last year. And like I said, it's a team that they're just trying to get back on track and get back to the way of playing Steel Valley basketball.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, Chase. Big losses for them, graduates for Steel Valley, Mackay Ballantyne and Cruz Brookins. The Ironmen basically rode the shoulders of those two guys who carried them as far as they did. And unfortunately for the Ironmen, they're gone and they're building from scratch.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, they truly are building from scratch. I mean, it's you got a lot of new players on this team. Not that deep of a roster either, opposed to the Chargers. But they're obviously, like I said, they're rebuilding. I mean, you had two players like you just mentioned. Those were the two building blocks of that team, and two very good players in the WPIAL last year. They really, especially Ballantyne, for them was a tremendous player for them. And when you lose two guys like that, it is very, very hard to kind of regroup and kind of find that next guy that kind of stands out for you. And like you said, if you look down at this roster, if I'm correct, the only returning starter from last year's team is Nate Uos, and he's the only guy that is the returner for this team. And he's definitely somebody that I feel that head coach Dale Chapman kind of has been leaning on through this tough stretch that the Ironmen have been going through.
Without a doubt, he's one of these guys that can shoot from anywhere and will. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Rodriguez comes out with a box and one just to put somebody on him all the time, and then a zone around the lane for the other four guys. And that's, I think if you can shut down Uhas, you're pretty much shutting them down.
Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. You shut him down. You shut down the entire team, and it's kind of hard to say that, because last year he was like the third leading scorer on that team. That, like I said, lost to a Deer Lakes team in the WPIAL 3A semifinals last year. A very extremely good Deer Lakes team, and it was a close game. Like I said, it was 65-64, and like we said, they're a team that they're trying to build, they're trying to regroup, and trying to kind of get through this season. As we kind of, if you really look at it, we round down through the final few weeks of the regular season here.
Yeah, you bring that up, Chase, and you know, after tonight, the Chargers, the boys have 4 more games. South Park, Seton LaSalle, Keystone Oaks, and Rochester. Rochester is going to be senior night for the Chargers on February 12th. That's the only non-section game on their schedule left. And so it is winding down. And right now, the Chargers, I was talking to Coach Quinn earlier this evening, and like I told him, you guys are, I don't know, I didn't actually do the math, but I said, as far as I can see, you guys are in. It's just a question of where you're going to finish. And he kind of agreed. So, I mean, these games mean something for seeding. So, I mean, the Chargers kind of come out and they got to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they're extremely important games when it comes to seeding. Obviously, tonight's game, they're playing Steel Valley. Then they're at South Park, which is going to be a tough game because it's hard to go and play down there at South Park.
It is.
And then the one that you're really circling on that when you talk about when it comes to seeding is the Seton LaSalle game that will be played here at the AAC on February 6th at 7:30. That game sticks out. The last time those two teams played each other, OLSH lost that one 51-41, but I will say that game, they were in a position to win that game, and it came down to free throws down towards the stretch there and foul trouble early on in that game that really hurt them in that game, and that was the deciding factor. If you really go and look on paper, off the top of my head, if I look, they could have made 12 free throws, and that's the difference in that game.
Nice.
Towards the end, and if I'm correct, it was like a lot of the other games we've had this year where they went on a stretch where they missed like 8 or 9 straight free throws, and that plays a huge part in the momentum in a game like that. And I look for that game to be one of the bigger games of the year out of this entire section, because if you're OLSH and you win that game, then you're knotted up right with them, and even their records are identical right now. Yeah. Just OLSH has that one blemish where they lost to them. And like I said, it's going to be a huge game. Keystone Oaks games is going to be big because OLSH only won that one earlier in the year on January 16th, 43-40. But another one where if they would have hit their free throws, it probably would have been a 10 to 12 point game. And then you look at that Rochester game on senior night is not going to be an easy game.
No, Rochester's
they're a top team.
They got a solid team. Yes.
I was looking at some of the trib standings, and if I'm correct, they're number 3 in their class
in single A.
In single A, and if I'm correct, I want to say they're 14-8. I want to say is their record last I checked, but that's not going to be no cakewalk of a game. And that'll be definitely a big test. And anytime you get an opportunity to get a win against a ranked team in those trib polls, that's definitely something to highlight.
It's a little feather in your cap.
Yes, yeah. Because, I mean, you look at this OLSH team. Early on in the year, they were in the trib top 5 for 3A, but they kind of fell out of it. But now they're kind of starting to chip away, trying to get back into it. And I think that they'll definitely they're gonna be, and they're getting, like we said before, they're getting hot at the right time as the stretch comes down to, and they're getting hot, and they're getting a player back that they haven't had for the last 4 weeks in Luca Grafossi. So tonight, obviously, he's not going to start. He's going to come off the bench, get some minutes, coming back from that fractured arm. So he's actually back earlier than what was anticipated.
No doubt. Yeah, they were 6 to 8 weeks. They're saying, and it's been what, 3.5, 4 weeks.
Yeah. So definitely, it's good to get him back. And right now, coming off the bench tonight, and for Mike Rodriguez, he might find something else here to where you might have another guy that kind of comes off the bench, because when Luca went down, you got to have Tiernan McCall into the lineup, and that kind of started to start things up for the Chargers offense. So getting Luca back, you might have another bench piece, another guy to come off the bench for him, and he might thrive in that role, and we'll see tonight if he will or won't.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we do the starting lineups, and we'll step aside while they do the national anthem. We'll come back for the tip. But first, here's the starting lineups for these two teams. First, for the visiting Steel Valley Ironmen, head coach is Dale Chapman. He'll send these 5 out to start this game. Starting at a guard position is a 5'11 junior, number 3, Nate Uhas. Number 11 is a 6'3 forward. He's a junior, Rashawn Huff. A 6'1 senior forward is number 12, Tobias McKeever. Number 14 is Nazir Norris. He's a 6'4 sophomore forward. And number 30 is Chris Hahn. He's another senior at 6 foot. He plays the guard position. Again, for the Dale Chapman-led Ironmen, it's Uhas, Huff, McKeever, Norris, and Hahn. Now for your Chargers. Mike Rodriguez will send the usual suspects out as a starting 5. Starting at a guard is a 5'10 sophomore, number 1, Austin Avsek. Starting at a forward position is a 6'5 junior, number 4, Van Cables. At a guard position is a freshman at 6'2. He wears number 14. It's Tiernan McCullough. Number 22 is a 6'2 sophomore forward is Jake Johnson. And the lone senior in the starting lineup for the Chargers is a 6'1 senior guard, number 23, Greg Minard. Again, for the Chargers, it is Avsek, Cables, McCullough, Johnson, and Minard. We'll step aside. We'll come back after the national anthem for the opening tip-off right here at the AAC. Don't you go away. We'll be right back after this message.
Attention Chargers, get ready to unleash your school spirit in the most epic competition this side of intramurals. That's right, it's Charger Challenge, a student-led competition where each grade dukes it out to become fundraising champions while benefiting our school in the process.
So we're raising money. But for what?
Oh, it's more than just raising money, Freshie. It's about bragging rights, glory, and the ultimate prize, a half-day off-campus field trip.
Plus, there's really cool incentives along the way. Think raffle baskets, Charger Challenge sweatshirts, t-shirts, and more.
And let's not forget the chance to crush the other grades and compete in this class competition.
The competition is simple. Every student sends as many emails as they can to family, friends, co-workers, and anybody they know asking for their support. And this can all be done right from the Charger Challenge website. Be sure to encourage your classmates to join in and raise as much money as they can for their class.
The grade with the most money raised by Monday, February 5th wins the grand prize and bragging rights until next year. We have all taken or are taking the Felician Core Values class, so remember that being a good steward means protecting the present so there is a future. Last year we raised $135,000. Let's show our school spirit and make this the biggest Charger Challenge ever.
All right, you caught the tail end of the national anthem there. We are back at the AAC. Chase Johnson alongside. I'm OLSH. Welcome aboard, everybody. Chargers trying to continue on with their 7-1 section record, trying to make it 8-1 tonight. And as you said, Chase, Steel Valley trying to get that first win on the docket.
Yeah, they definitely are trying to get that first win on the docket here tonight. Like you said, they're 0-17 this year, 0-9 in section. They're kind of fighting an uphill battle right now. I was looking over just now at their schedule. I would say their closest game they've really had this year was a loss to Brentwood on January 26th. They lost that one 40-37. So that's definitely something to look at. And definitely, and if you look too, they early on, they're not playing a lot of easy teams. If you look at this team, I mean, they kicked off the year against a Norwin, Belle Vernon, West Allegheny, Thomas Jefferson, Jeanette, Deer Lakes, Knock. I mean, the list goes on, and they definitely had a brutal schedule this year, and they're definitely just trying to get through the season, like I said early on.
getting ready to go here. Still Valley in their maroon and kind of Vegas gold. Chargers in their home whites. Chargers will be going from left to right on your screen as we start this one in the first half. It'll be Cavels and Norris to get this one started. And it goes to Minard, and the Chargers have it to start it off, and we are underway. Tiernan, Minard in the middle, gets bumped out, and Tiernan, McCullough picks it back up to Avsek. Minard baseline all the way across. Johnson launches one off the iron. Put back by Tiernan McCullough, and the Chargers are on the board. Comes Uhas, trying to do it all. He turns it around and kicks it back out. Goes to Huff, around. Out to Norris, off the iron. Avsek with the rebound. Through the hands of Johnson. Turnover, Chargers. Unforced error there. Those are the errors that drive a coach nuts, Chase.
100%. drive a coach nuts, and I guarantee you, Coach Rodriguez, a few more of those, he'll be yelling at his team.
Huff hands it off to McKeever. Uhas has it inside. That's a bucket by McKeever, and we're all tied. Bucket in the paint. Minard to Avsek, works it around the perimeter. Still Valley in that 2-3 zone. Three from McCullough. Uhas and a full court pressure by the Chargers. That one's thrown away. That's that tight defense caused that that errant pass from Huff. Excuse me, from McKeever. Here's McCullough, far side. To Minard. Over to Johnson. Johnson thought about the three from the wing. Instead comes to Minard. Hands it off to Johnson. Inside to the elbow. Back out to Johnson. All the way across to the freshman. Inside to Johnson. He goes up. Can't get the bucket to go, but he drew the foul. First foul of the game goes against Steel Valley. That one's going to go against Chris Hahn. His first, obviously. Johnson at the line. He'll get to shoot a couple from there. Jake makes good on the first. 5:51 on the clock. Chargers with a 5-point lead. 7-2. And I think McCullough is going to pick up the foul here. Going down the sideline was Uhas. First foul on the Chargers goes to the freshman, Tiernan McCullough. 5:45 on the first quarter clock. Uhas hands it off to Huff. Over to McKeever. Hahn. Uhas. Huff. He says, I launch a three from top of the key. And one short off the iron. Rebound by McCullough, and here come the Chargers. Minard on the wing. Avsek quickly over to McCullough, launches a three. He's good for three. That's his second, is it not?
Yes, it is.
6 points for the freshman already, just 3 minutes into this game. Finally, they get it across McKeever. Hands it off into the corner to Huff. Huff will walk it out. McKeever. Huff. 4:40 to go in this first. McKeever now. To Hahn. Uhas. Closely guarded by Johnson there. Straight 2-3 defense for the Chargers. Little Euro step, can't get it to go for Huff. He gets his own rebound and puts it back in. Back to a 6-point lead for the Chargers. McCullough back to Avsek. Avsek over to McCullough. He says, I'll shoot another 3 and I'll drain another 3. 9 points for the freshman.
Yeah, Al, he actually had that 2 earlier on too. Also.
So he's got 11.
Yes,
he's got 11 out of the 13.
Yes. Yes.
Travel on McKeever. Turnover, Still Valley. Coming in for the Ironman is Jordan Smith. Having a seat is Chris Hahn. Under 4 to go here. McCullough. Cross court. Avsek to Johnson. Chargers working it around the perimeter. Minard with a 3. He drains a 3. McKeever to Smith. Smith on the logo, gives it to McKeever. Guarded by Avsek. Avsek picks his pocket. Austin brings it up the court, up ahead to Minard. Minard into the corner. It's McCullough again for another 3.
Wow.
Quick timeout called by Dale Chapman. Or was that? No, that was, oh, it was Dale Chapman, okay. Coach Chapman had seen enough, calls a 30-second timeout, and they got to, I'm sure he's over there. Somebody get on that number 14 in white.
Yeah, Al, I mean, he's 4 for 4 from the three-point line right now. Currently has 14 points, and so right now the Chargers currently sitting at, they're 5 for 5 from the three-point line.
I mean, and none of those three-pointers rattled down either.
No.
They've all been pure.
Yes.
Even the 3 from Minard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was.
Every single one of them have been basically nothing but net.
They were doing the shoot around, and we're sitting over on the bleachers before the game today, and ball came over loose, and Coach Jamie Usual, I picked it up, and Coach Usual said, throw it up. And I said, I haven't shot a basket for 5 years. I said, I walked it up to the wing by the three-point line and drained it. I said, oh, I haven't lost it. There's Huff for a 3. Air ball brought down by McCullough. Here come the Chargers with a 15-point lead. Johnson. Jake fakes the 3, goes to the elbow, down the paint, off the glass, no good. Cables with the putback. Huh, only 2 points on that trip. Here's Smith across the timeline, getting double teamed up in the corner. We get a jump ball, and it's going to stay with the Ironman. They'll trigger it right in front of us. It'll be Hahn to trigger in, and here's our first look at Luca Grasaffi's going to come in for Minard. Luca, his return, and just a little side note, he got hurt playing these Steelmen, or these Ironmen over at Still Valley the first time they played here on the 5th of this month, and he returns tonight. Uhas, little jumper, nicely done. Luca, first time touching the ball live since the 5th of this month. Johnson now in the corner, inside the cables. Traveled, he shoveled his feet. And that was only because he didn't get that pass clean, Chase.
Yeah, 100%. He definitely didn't get that pass clean. I thought if he got that pass clean out, he had a clear lane. I think he was going to try to slam it.
You know what? I think he says he wants to do one tonight.
Yeah.
So Wants to slam one home. That might have been in his mind.
Yeah, and he had what? He actually had a slam dunk against Carlington in the the
on
PBC
Sunday.
Hall of Fame Classic.
Norris hands it back off to Huff. He launches a three, and he's good for the bomb. Minute and a half, 90 seconds to go here in the first. It's Luca. Luca gets it into Cables. Cables finds McCullough. Thought about the three. Uhas all over him. McCullough can't get. Hey, shoot from beyond the arc there, son. There's Uhas. Over to Huff. Into the corner. Smith launches a three. Can't get it to go. Hahn with the rebound. Chris Hahn gets it back out top. To Huff. To Uhas. He says, I'll shoot the three. Can't get it to go. And Johnson saves it for Cables. And here comes Minzer for the Chargers. Owen Minzer. Three from Johnson doesn't go. Uhas will clear the glass with 40 seconds to go here in the first. Nate Uhas brings it across the time. Ooh, almost a travel. Hahn directing traffic with 25 seconds to go. Smith from the free throw line. Back out to Uhas. 17 to go. Smith, 10 seconds to go. Huff, 5 seconds to go. Huff goes in, kicks it back out. Hahn launches a three, can't get it to go. That is how the first quarter ends. With the score, the Chargers, 21. The Ironmen, 9. Hey, there's no better way to see yourself as an OLSH student than to become an OLSH Charger for a day. All 8th grade students and transfers will watch the cheerleaders here. Good job, ladies. As I was saying, there's no better way to see yourself as an OLSH student than to become a Charger for today. All the 8th grade students and transfers to grades 10 and 11 are invited to join us as a shadow for the day and experience firsthand what it's like to be a student here at OLSH. You'll be assigned to Charger Ally, which is your host for the day. Attend classes, meet the teachers and students, and eat lunch on us. Register for your experience at www.olsh.org/visit. Chargers will start quarter number 2 with the ball. It's Avsek. McCullough, Johnson. Turn around, oh, he had McCullough cutting underneath the basket. Got it too far underneath, though. He gets it out to Avsek at the free throw line, hands it off to Johnson, and they'll reset the offense. McCullough inside to Johnson, works on the baseline, little jump shot. Nicely done from the baseline. Jake Johnson with the deuce. Hahn in his backcourt, gets it across to Smith, tried to throw it to Coach Rodriguez. I don't think he's on his team or inbounds. And Coach Chapman didn't like that pass from Hahn and quickly pulls him out and sends McKeever back in for the Ironmen. Just a minute into the second quarter, Chargers in command here. Cables had the ball knocked away. Here comes Norris, hands it off to Uhas down the paint. Little floater, and it rolls in. McCullough now. Austin Avsek. Johnson. 3 from top of the key. He's good for 3, and it's pure.
I'll tell you what, Alvin, these Chargers, man, from the beyond the arc, they're on fire
They
right now.
are right now. McKeever brings it across the timeline. Norris saves it, gets back to McKeever, back to Norris. It'll pull up jump shot. Nicely done by Norris. Chargers doubling up on the Ironman. Havsek now, 2 minutes into the second quarter. McCullough takes the screen, gives it back to Cables, has it knocked out of his hand. Smith saves it from going out of bounds, but he stepped on the line. Smith said, I had the ball, and the official said, but you stepped on the line, son.
Oh, my.
Minor hands it in to Cables. Tried to go up with it, no foul. They still scramble. Van Cables gets it, throws it right into the hands of Huff. Brings it across the timeline. Coach Rodriguez wanted to carry on that, didn't get the call. Norris over to McKeevers. He shuffled his feet. Didn't get the carry before, but he got the travel there. See more of that shuffle on the feet the last couple games, Chase.
Yeah, last game we had, it was definitely a big proprietor that there was a lot of travels being called and early on in this game.
I think at one point that game you said there was like 15
yes.
turnovers and like 11 of them were from travels.
Yeah.
We're headed down that same path. Here's Minard. Johnson goes baseline. He stepped on the baseline. Turnover. Gino Williams checks in for the Chargers. Somebody's got to come out. Who's coming out? 1, 2, 3, and Johnson's going to come out. As I say, the Chargers are about ready to get called for a 2-minute minor for too many men on the floor. There's Uhas to Huff on the wing, far side. Slowing it down. 5 minutes to go here in the half. Norris. McKeever. Smith backs it up. Uhas. Huff. Smith launches 3. Can't get it to go, but McKeever with the rebound. Huff says, I'll shoot 3. Can't get that one to go. And Tiernan McCullough pulls it down. Trying to go coast to coast, has the ball knocked out of his hands. It'll stay with the Chargers. Well, one thing we talked about pregame, Chase, is trying to not let Nate Uhas beat you. They're doing it. They're containing him.
Yeah, they definitely
are. But some of his teammates are stepping up here.
Yeah, they're definitely containing him. He only has 4 points so far early in the second quarter here, but there's a few other guys. He has 5, and McKeever also has 2.
Cable's way up top. McCullough now. Avsek. Offensive foul. I think they're going to call this on Cables. Yep. Van Cables picks up the foul. First of the Chargers for the quarter. First on Van. Looks like Tommy Moses getting ready to check in. There's Huff on the floater. Doesn't go. Cables reaches skyward and pulls it down. Here's Minard now. Senior hands it off to the sophomore, the freshman. Another 3 for Tiernan.
Wow.
How about Tiernan McCullough? Nate Uhas from the free throw line. Nicely done to pull up. McCullough over to Cables, back out to Tiernan McCullough. Gino Williams hands it off. Minard can't get it to go. A rebound brought down by Mr. Huff. Rashawn hands it off to Nate Uhas. 3:15 to go here in the half. Norris goes down the lane. Cables changed the shot. Williams with the rebound. Norris wanted a call, didn't get it. Here comes Williams back the other way. He lays it up and in. Nice little Euro step there. Timeout called by Coach Rodriguez. Calls a full timeout. And with that, you want to help us celebrate Catholic education during Catholic Schools Week, which is this week, by raising funds for OLSH through our annual Charger Challenge fundraising campaign. The campaign runs now through Monday, February 5th. So visit www.olsh.org/Charger Challenge for more information or to make a donation. You can also join us on Wednesday, February 7th at 7 p.m. We've been talking about this for a while, as OLSH's speaker series welcomes Roberto Clemente Jr. This event is free and open to the public. Make sure you visit www.olsh.org/speaker series to register to attend. Just a minute, just a few seconds under 3 minutes to go here, and Luca Grasaffi back in the lineup for the Chargers, as well as Tommy Moses. Uhas with the ball, with the pressure by the Chargers. Hands it off to Smith, works against Avsek. I think Avsek's gonna get called for the hand check. Second foul on the Chargers. And yes, that one was against Austin. Jordan Smith triggers in to Rashawn Huff. Huff hands to Nate Uhas. Huff tried to go baseline. He's cut off by Williams. Uhas shoots it up. Williams clears the glass. Here's Chargers back up. Open three for Johnson. Up, doesn't go. Norris clears for the Ironmen. Aaron pass to Uhas, goes out of bounds into the Ironmen bench. 2:12 to go.
Yeah, Alex, that's currently their 7th turnover so far in this game tonight. 3 of which have been on Aaron passes just like that.
Yep. Rasafi to Johnson to Avsek. Tommy Moses now up by the logo, hands it off to Williams. Under 2 minutes to go. Williams to Johnson, works against Smith. Rasafi loses the ball, taken away by Austin Avsek. He's working against McKeever. Johnson now against Smith. Jake gets it over to Austin. Got 90 seconds to go here in the half. Williams underneath. He traveled, turns it over. One thing about Gino, he's not afraid of the contact under the bucket, man. He goes for it and he draws those fouls. Unfortunately, he shuffled his feet.
Yeah, not at all. He definitely, he's a player that he doesn't fray away from contact, and he's a very gritty player. And he's an extremely good defensive player also.
Uhas with 1:20 to go here in the half. Has the ball, goes toward the paint, kicks it back out there. Rashawn Huff. Back to Nate Uhas. Off the pick from three-point land. Williams clears it, under 1 minute to go here in the half. Up ahead to Johnson. Goes baseline, reverse layup, too strong. Hahn comes down with it for the Ironmen, and we're at 45 seconds to go here in the half. Uhas right in front of the Charger bench. Hahn to Norris. Back to Uhas, 30 seconds to go. Chris Hahn to Huff, to Norris, Long three. Can't get it to go. Williams with another rebound. Gino. 15 seconds to go. Avsek will slow it down. Luka Gasafi takes the pick from Tommy Moses and instead passes off to Avsek with 5 seconds to go. Avsek will launch a long three. Off the iron, no good. And we've come to halftime. It's halftime here at the AAC. And you can see the score, Chargers 31, Steel Valley 15. We'll pay some bills. We'll come back with some stats and a whole bunch more here on the OLSH Sports Network. Glad you could join us. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's time.
It's time
for Charger Challenge.
Join us, the class of 2027,
2026, 2025,
and 2024,
as we raise money for our high school.
Funds that are raised during the Charger Challenge go to the OLSH Fund,
which makes the OLSH mission possible.
And Charger Challenge is unique because we,
the students, are the ones that make it happen.
Last year, we raised over $135,000.
And this year, we plan to beat that.
Are you ready to help us reach our goal?
Join the challenge.
Join the challenge.
Join the challenge.
Join the challenge now.
You want to go right into stats when we get back? I'm good. Oh.
I personally love the family environment of OLSH, and that's what I saw from my first day coming in as a freshman. Everybody was kind and helpful.
All the teachers and all the students, we all treat each other like family, so it's more like a homey type feel.
You get to know everyone who goes here.
It's like a community. Everyone's together and we're all just like a family.
I think I've grown more religious through the teachings and understanding the religion better.
With the amazing theology teachers and getting the chance to go to church every week, it's definitely expanded my faith.
Different things like Cairo retreat or being able to come to confession or go to adoration here in the chapel every day gives you really a good opportunity to connect with God and express their faith and not feel shy about it.
The teachers are incredible. They make you feel like one of their own kids.
I feel comfortable going to them at any time for whatever the need be, and I know they always have my back to help me.
They get to know you personally and get to help you in different ways.
They're not just worried about your grades, they're worried about how your feelings are. They care about you more.
OLSH is a place where you can get involved in a bunch of different things.
It sets you up for college.
It's a school full of many opportunities that'll help you grow, not just spiritually, but also just as a person in general.
OLSH is one big family. Everybody knows everybody.
OLSH is challenging adventure, and it really just is an amazing experience.
Bring you back into the AAC on the OLSH Sports Network. It's the Chargers 31, Steel Valley 15, and pretty much what we expected, Chase.
Yeah, it's exactly what we expected. So far, OLSH kind of keeping Nate Uhas, the only lone returning player from last year's team, kind of in check currently. We'll go down through the stats here.
We kind of like teased you in the middle of those commercials. We're going to get some stats. We'll get you some stats here.
Yeah, we'll get you some stats here. We'll start with the visiting Steel Valley Ironmen. Nate Uhas leading the scoring for the Ironmen. He currently has 6 points. Rashawn Hoff currently has 5 points. Tobias McKeever has 2, and Nahir Norris also has 2. Now flipping it over to the Chargers, something to point out for the Chargers so far in this game. They're currently 7 from 10 from the three-point line. That's amazing. 70%. And then also, we talk about free throws. They haven't really had a lot of chances to shoot in this game, but so far they're 2 for 2, so 100%. From the free throw line, which seems to be a problem so far in the last few games. But when we can run down through the scoring, obviously the leading scorer for the Chargers is Tiernan McCall. He has 17 points, and he is currently 5 from 5 from beyond the arc. So 100% shooting there, percentage beyond the arc. Actually, to be honest with you, 100% shooting percentage from the field in general for him. So then moving on down from that, the next leading scorer for the Chargers is Jake Johnson. He has 7. Then the next leading scorer is Greg Minard, who has 3. And then both Van Cavals and Gino Williams both are chipping in with 2 points apiece.
Nice. It's nice to see a freshman taking the lead here in the scoring. You know, I mean, that just bodes well for what's going to happen down the road here for the Chargers. I mean, I'm talking like in the next couple of years. So.
Yeah, definitely. And it's seeing a kid like him. He's showing flashes of some of the past athletes, the Rocco Spataforas, the Michaels, kind of things like that. And he's showing it obviously at an early age. So that's definitely a good thing to see. And like we said, this is a young OLSH team. Like we said, you're starting currently. If I'm correct, 4 underclassmen and 1 senior has been starting.
Yeah.
If you want to run down through it, we'll look at like Austin Avsek, he's a junior. Van Cavals is a junior. Tier McCall is a freshman. Jake Johnson's a sophomore, and then the lone senior is Greg Minard, excuse me. And he's a lone senior on this team, and it's a very young-led team. And even tonight, you're getting some quality minutes from players like Tommy Moses. You also saw Minzer check in there, and then Luca Grafossi is getting some of his first action. The junior guard coming back from injury, a fractured arm. He was supposed to be out 6 to 8 weeks, but he got back early in probably about 4 to 5 weeks, I'd say, give or take, if you're counting exactly each how many days. But it's good to see him back out there. He's getting some quality minutes. And I could tell there, Coach Rodriguez there towards the end of the half, he wanted Luca to get some shots up. He hasn't taken a shot yet so far in this game, and he's kind of voicing some of his frustration there. But like I'll say, I understand where Luca's coming from. It's his first game back, coming back from serious injury. And to come back from injuries like that, I feel this is crazy to say. I know I only played high school athletics now. I was looking at this about 7, 8 years ago now, Al. And the fact that a kid is able to come back from a fractured arm in 4 to 5 weeks, just it shows a testament of how far we've come with sports medicine.
It is. It's amazing.
And it really is amazing. That's something that's really stood out to me. And another player, like we said, when I look at it in football, Van Cavals was a guy that really got hurt real bad during football season. And an injury that could have very well, if it wasn't broken cleanly, it could have been 6 to 8 months. Instead, it took him about 8 to 10 weeks, and now he's playing basketball, and he's probably looked in the best shape that I've seen him look in a while now.
Yeah, he's looking good. So, all right, well, we're going to step aside one more time, and we'll be right back here at the AAC. From the AAC, we welcome you back in at halftime. It's 31-15 Chargers, as you can see there. Chargers took control right from the very beginning, Chase, and haven't looked back.
Yeah, they've taken control of this game, like you said, from the very beginning, Al. I mean, we can look down through it. I mean, the biggest stat that stands out to me so far for the Chargers currently, they're 7 from 10 from the three-point line. When you're doing that in the first half in a game like this, it's definitely something that really stands out, and you got to look at. And like I said, that's such a big thing, and that's a testament to how big of a lead they're out in. And like I said earlier on when we before we went to break, Tiernan McCullough, he's only a freshman, and he's starting to turn into the type of player that he is, that guy on that team. And
yeah.
To see that at such a young age is phenomenal for this Chargers team.
You're absolutely right. He's turned into the player that other teams come in and go, we got to stop that freshman.
100%. Couldn't agree with you more. He's just that type of player.
Well, here we go. Quarter number 3. It'll be the Ironmen with the ball to start. It's Uhas on the far side. The Huff. Faking the 3 was McKeever. Huff now to McKeever, and Huff play catch. McKeever goes down the lane, kicks it out to Norris, launches 3. It's good for the 3. I don't know if that was the first 3 from Ironman or is the second one.
It
was the
is
second, I think.
Yeah, it's their second 3 of the game.
I think Huff had one.
Yes, he did.
Ah, what a memory. There's Cables way up top. I said it last year and haven't said it too much this year. I love it when the big guys come up top. Avsek in the corner, out to McCullough. To Avsek, they'll play catch at the wing. Cables tried to set the pick there for him, and the screen, whatever you want to call it. Johnson now. McCullough now works against Uhas, trying to work through the screen. McCullough off the glass, too short, but Cables with the putback. He gets fouled, and Cables will be at the line for a couple. I think Huff is going to get this one. Yes. I think that's his first.
Yeah, Al, you definitely can see that now you have Nate Uhas. He's starting to guard Tiernan McCullough, so they're trying to kind of limit what he's doing so far right now tonight.
Oh, and Cables gets the hometown roll there.
Hey, I'm not saying anything when it comes to these free throws. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and go from there.
Rattles that one home.
Because we tend to have the jinx, Al.
Yeah, well,
when it comes to this.
Most announcers do. So far, the Chargers are doing nicely at the free throw line tonight. McKeever hands it off to Huff at the logo. 6:15 to go here in the third. Huff all the way across court to McKeever. Over to Uhas. McCullough's all over him. Under 6 minutes to go. To McKeever. Works against Avsek. Chargers in that 2-3 zone. McKeever goes baseline, kicks it back out. Uhas wanted to shoot the 3, but it was an awkward position. He sets it back up with Huff all the way up top. Now Norris has it. Fakes the 3, and they work it around the perimeter. There's Norris now. Huff into the corner, all the way across court to Uhas. Back over to Huff. Intercepted by McCullough. McCullough comes up the court. He'll slow it down. There's Johnson. Johnson jump shot. I don't know if that was beyond the arc or not, but regardless, it didn't go in. And here comes Steel Valley the other way at 5 minutes to go here in the third. We should be good.
Okay. As now you're going to get Chris Holland to inbound for the Iron Menace. He'll kick into Uhas. Uhas 3 ball up in the air, no good. Rebound by Minard. Austin Asek will bring it down the court for the Chargers. He'll bring it over to Minard. Minard will look, drive in, kick it out over towards Kieran McCullough, and that one will go out of bounds. Ball will go to the Ironmen. As Hahn looks to inbound the ball now for the Ironmen, he'll inbound to Uhas. Uhas will kick it up to McKeever. As McKeever will lose that one off of Van Cavals, and that one will go out of bounds, and Al's back.
Yay! We were probably okay on the camera, but better safe than sorry. I'd rather miss a second or two than miss a couple minutes. 4.5 to go here. Well, no scoring since I left, so. There's Norris. Thought about the three. Chris Hahn, hard off the back iron. Tipped back out, and Uhas will make the save. Nate gets it around to McKeever. Rashawn Huff off the glass, high off the glass. Goes right back to Huff.
Seeing some frustration from Mike Rodriguez, the coach of the Chargers.
That one goes off of McKeever, I think it was, and it'll be Charger ball. Tobias McKeever. Under 4 to go here in the third. There's Minard. Greg will slow it down, and he'll go over to Absek. The hot freshman right now. Thought about the three. Finds Jake Johnson. Baseline, stepped on the end line. Turnover. Ironman ball.
It's currently the Chargers' 10th turnover so far in this game.
I think 3 of them stepped on the
yep,
end line.
Exactly, 3 of them.
Well, you know what, and then that's being aggressive on the baseline. I have no problem with that. It's just court presence. Traveled.
Another travel, wow.
That's the dreaded shuffle in your feet before you get set to do whatever you want to either pass it or shoot it. Another turnover. Here come the Chargers. Only no scoring here for at least a minute and a half for either team.
Yeah, the last buckets came from Van Cavals. Those were both free throws, as I stand corrected.
And a nice give there from Cavals to Johnson coming down the lane for the hoop. Approaching 3 minutes to go. Finally, Uhasa gets it across the timeline. Norris steps up for the three. That one was nice and pure. What do we got? I think that was a warning. Steel Valley smacked the ball, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that was something that we, last game that the referees against Brentwood when we were here, that they they highlighted about that. Hitting the ball out of bounds because it's wasting time on the clock.
Right. Minard to Cables. Avsek. Johnson. By the way, Smith back in the lineup. Offensive foul on the Chargers. I think McCullough's going to get this one.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised by that one there, Al.
No, that was Minard. I think Minard moving screen.
Yeah. It's Minard's.
Nope, that was Johnson.
Oh, Johnson, excuse me. Either way, that's his first foul of the game.
Well, he'll come out. Luka Gasafi comes in as along with Williams into the Charger lineup. Uhas will hand off to Huff. Huff can't get the layup to go. They battle for it. Who comes down with it? Mr. Freshman. Tierna McCullough. He goes coast to coast. He gets the hoop and the harm.
And he's going to take it the whole way.
Second foul on the Ironmen, and that one's going to go against Norris. Freshman completes the three-point play the traditional way.
Yeah, and I will say, if you look at the fouls so far in this game, total with both these teams, there's only been 7 fouls called. Very low amount.
Yeah, it's been a cleanly played game. And
yes.
There's another turnover. Williams will come up with some numbers. Johnson into the paint, has his shot turned away, gets it back. Down the lane again, he throws it up and in, another hoop and a harm. That was determination by Jake Johnson. Into the lineup for the Chargers is Matt Rice. McCullough will have a seat, and the Ironmen are probably saying thank you.
Yeah, we still haven't got to that foul. There it is. It's on Chris Hahn.
Yeah,
that's
his
his
second.
second.
Yep. Christian Penn checks in for the Ironmen. Uhas will bring it up, works against Price. Over to McKeever. Across to Smith. Under 2 minutes to go, minute 40 actually, here in the third. 20-point lead for the Chargers. They scrum for it. And it's going to go to the Chargers.
Yeah, Al, that's another thing too. We've only had 2 jump balls called so far in this game also.
That was the second one right there.
Yeah. Low number.
Here's Luca. To Patty Altmar in the lineup as well for the Chargers. To Williams. Johnson, the lone starter in the lineup for the Chargers right now. Price to Williams. Minute 15 to go. He gets fouled trying to go, doing what Williams does. Goes down the lane and goes to the glass, draws the foul. That's the 4th on the Ironmen. Minard comes back in for Johnson. And I don't know who the foul was on.
Yeah, they haven't put it up on the board there yet.
Williams puts the first one down. He goes 2 for 2.
Tell you what, Al, it's starting to look like these free throws is something they've been working on.
I think they've been working on them. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we still don't know who that foul was
No.
on yet. They
We'll
kind of blocked it. The refs did when they were looking,
and they didn't put it on the board.
Yeah.
So. Chargers are in the bonus now the rest of the way. The last minute of this third quarter. Norris step back 3, no good. Gets his own rebound, and a foul on. I think Altmar's going to get this one. That's the second foul on the Chargers. Yep, it'll be the first on Patty. And there's Coach Rod saying, don't swing your hand, just stand straight up.
I mean, he's tall enough, I mean.
Yep, Patty Altmar checks in at 6'6", so not many guys are going to jump over him. Norris misses his first one. .55 seconds left here in the third. Norris goes 0 for 2, and Altmar with the rebound. Here comes Grisafi to Minard in front of his own bench on the wing. Takes the pick from Altmar, goes down the lane, loses it momentarily, hands it off to Price. Little pull-up jump shot, no good. Altmar tried to get the rebound, lost control out of bounds. It'll be Ironman ball with 36 ticks left here in the third. McKeever to Smith. Smith back to McKeever across the timeline. Gets it in, hands it right to Patty Altmar. Here come the Chargers. Grisafi across the timeline. 20 seconds to go here in the third. Price. Jump shot just inside the arc. He's good for 2. Matthew Price. 10 seconds to go. Uhas gonna have to launch one here. He won't get it off. That is how the third quarter ends. With the score, Chargers 45, Steel Valley 21. Hey, get your Charger Essentials with OLSH gear. That's www.olshgear.com. Anything from sweatshirts to pajamas, pajama pants to hats. Hey, we got you covered. Gear up with the latest in Charger fashion and support your favorite teams during this winter season. That's www.olshgear.com. Also, you want to save the date for OLSH Spring Open House. That's on Thursday, March 23rd. Mark your calendar. That'll go from 5 to 7 p.m. And you can explore all that OLSH has to offer and see what makes OLSH the best independent Catholic high school in our region. And if you're interested in supporting our OLSH Chargers, visit www.olshathletics.org and check out the fundraiser section in the Fan Zone tab for the latest fundraising opportunities. We start the fourth. And it will be Steel Valley ball. McKeever to Norris. McKeever play catch. 3 on the way from McKeever. Won't go, but Norris gets the rebound, puts it back up, gets the hoop and the harm. First foul on Luca Grassafi. And Norris completes the traditional three-point play. .21 lead for the Chargers. Price to Grassafi to Williams. Baseline. Guess what he's going to do? Go to the glass. Patty Altmar. Oh, he had the ball, but he was standing on the line. Good hustle there by Patty. Just ran out of real estate. Just underway here in the fourth. 7:26 remain in this one. It's Norris with the ball. Over to McKeever. Norris back over to Uhas. Directing some traffic. Calls for the screen. Over to Norris. Uhas getting double teamed. Norris now. McKeever. This one, oh, but what a... Nate Uhas climbed to about 7'3" to keep that one from going into the stands. There's Norris over into the corner. Air ball on the way, goes off of Christian Penn, out of bounds, Charger ball. 6:33 left in this one. Here comes Luca Grassafi, 6.5 to go here. Minard gets double teamed up in the corner. Gets the ball back off of a couple of Ironmen over there in front of the Charger bench.
I was going to say, there at one time, there at the end there, he had 3 people around him.
He did.
3.
6:20 to go. Big line change here for the Chargers. Avsek, Cables, and Tiernan McCullough back in the lineup for the Chargers. Austin will run the offense now with McCullough. That ball gets tipped, trying to get it to Williams. Tobias McKeever, picks it up. Offensive foul. That one's going to go against Norris. That'll be his second. First of the quarter for Steel Valley. Tiernan McCullough gets double teamed in the corner. Breaks through. Foul. I think Penn's going to pick up his second. Yep. Christian Penn picks up his second. Second for Steel Valley. Just under 6 minutes to go here. Williams will have a seat for the Chargers. Who came in? Joe Johnson comes back in.
Yes.
Avsek now from his backcourt. Gets it across to Minard. Johnson. McKeever. Knocks it out of bounds. With 5:50 left, Chargers will trigger.
Yeah, I will say the Steel Valley team, they're kind of playing a little bit tougher defense here the last probably minute and a half.
They have.
The Chargers.
Pressure defense, yep.
Yeah. Definitely, you're always double teaming the point guard every time he gets the ball.
Yep. And especially when you're in the corners.
Yeah.
There's McCullough keeping it in the middle, over to Avsek in the side wing. Back to Avsek up top. Charger just moved the ball around. Minard to McCullough. Back to Greg, Austin, Cables. Good ball movement here. Johnson from the corner, baseline drive. Good for the two.
And against that defense, that's exactly what you got to do. Quick ball movement, and that's something the Chargers, definitely a good thing to see that they're getting the chance to work the ball around a lot faster.
When they get into that game, that quick ball movement, I think that's when they're at their best in the half-court offense.
Yeah, it's something they definitely excel at.
There was a travel. That's how he got back there so fast. He tried to step back three, but you can't move both your feet to step back. 5:03 left here. Huff and Hahn come back in for Steel Valley. Minard brings it across the timeline, breaks the double team. Gets into Cables, knocked away. Here comes McKeever across the timeline for Steel Valley. Three on the way from Norris, no good. Cables says, I'll take the rebound. That was an easy one. McCullough now, 4:35 to go. Minard, down low to Johnson, to Cables in the paint, back out to McCullough. That one's knocked out of bounds by Norris. Norris said, enough of this freshman kid. I'm getting that ball out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he was going to try to shoot that from three-point. He stepped in to take it, which kind of caused him to get that shot blocked. I mean, because he was definitely open on the outside there.
I think Steel Valley called the timeout.
Yeah. Yes, they did. They now have 3 left.
3 left.
And OLSH currently has 4.
Right. You see that up on your screen there. Hey, while we got a second here, want more information on the OLSH Chargers for roster stories and more, visit www.olshathletics.org. Special thanks go out to our website sponsor. That would be Covenant Financial Advisors. And hello, Sister Francine down in the sister box. And all the sisters, good sisters up on the hill. Ladies, I hope this broadcast is coming through much clearer than the last one. The last one, I know I watched it afterwards and it was kind of jumpy and choppy, and I apologize about that again. That's a Wi-Fi issue, and it was the best I could get you. But we're home and we get good Wi-Fi here, and I hope it's coming through. The signal we're getting is it's coming through nice and clear. So I hope you're seeing the same as we're seeing. Be back on the air on Thursday. The girls hosting East Allegheny right here, 7 o'clock. No JV game, so if you're coming, make sure you're here by 7. There's the Chargers. Avsek, Johnson, Cables, quick ball movement again. Greg Minard, reverse layup under the bucket. And again, Chase off that quick ball movement.
Yeah, that's definitely something that they excel at, like I said earlier, and it's
McKeever. I think that one was partially blocked by Johnson, and here come the Chargers back up the other way. Under 4 minutes to go in this one.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You're good.
Got a line change coming in for the Chargers here. I see them all at the scores table. Johnson, Cable. Cables can't get the roll to go, but he drew the foul. It'll be the third on Steel Valley. Was that 1-2? Yep, 12. That was McKeever picks up his first. If I'm not mistaken, that was the first one, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I didn't want to say anything.
Yes, it was.
Into the lineup for the Chargers, Frankie Egrick, Williams, Price, and Moses. And Patty Altmaier will be coming in for Cables here after this shot. He misses both of them. On intercepted by Egrick momentarily. Uhas gets it back. Norris almost threw that one away. He gets it back. Little spin move there by McKeever, and this one's going to be over and back. 3:25 to go, and Cables, I think his night's done as well, as Patty Altmaier will check in. Not getting much playing time on the varsity level for the Chargers is Frankie Egrick, but he's another good freshman that you're going to keep an eye on. You're going to see a lot of him in the future, too. He's got the ball now. Pull-up jump shot, and there you go. Pure. Frankie Egrick. Uhas approaching 3 minutes to go, 3:10 to be exact. Norris. Into the corner to Hahn. Back out to McKeever to Hahn. Najir Norris, good for the three. I think he's got a couple from beyond the arc tonight.
Yeah, he has. That's his third.
Third one, yeah. Egrick loses, travel. We have one official was going to call a foul, I think, but I think the travel was the right call. 2:44 left here. 24-point lead for the Chargers. Into the corner, Hahn. Looks around to Uhas. Najir Norris gets a little double team there around to Uhas. Nate works against Price, gets it out to McKeever, back to Uhas. He says, I'm going to shoot a three, and drain the three. Tommy Moses back to Egrick. To Price. Looking for some help. He finds Tommy Moses, top of the key. Inside, tried to get it to Altmaier. That one's intercepted by the Ironmen. 2 minutes to go here, and the Chargers return the favor. Here comes Frankie Egrick. Get a foul on Steel Valley. That'll be the fourth. I think that one's on Hahn. Yep, his third. More substitutions. Tyler Mattern comes in for the Chargers, along with Owen Tonery. Price gets double teamed. There's a push on Norris. He'll pick up the foul. Chargers are shooting. That's the fifth foul. So Altmaier at the line for a couple. 1:47 left in this one. And the floodgates are open.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said I wasn't going to say it.
Down the stretch, the Chargers.
There's
There's one. Okay. Way to go, Patrick.
I wasn't going to do it. I was not.
It's okay. You're allowed. Najir Norris gets double team. Finds Uhas way up top. They work it around. Hahn launches a three. Rattles in and out. Mattern with the rebound. And here comes Egrick. Up ahead, Uhas goes up high and pulls it down. It'll be Uhas with the layup, and he's good for the bucket. 20-point lead for the Chargers. Egrick. Oh, I think Dale Chapman's got an argument here. I think that ball was in the air when Rodriguez was calling the timeout. Rodriguez got the timeout called, and Chapman's complaining, and I probably would too if I was Dale Chapman. It was very close.
Yeah, I definitely would have to. I think I'm going to have to agree with him on that one. It was extremely close.
The only argument by the officials was that he was calling it while Egrick had it in his hands.
Yeah.
And it finally blew the whistle when the ball was in the air. Hey, save the date for the 34th annual Love Walk for the Poor. It's sponsored by the OLSH Campus Ministry, which will take place at OLSH on Sunday, February the 11th. The last date you want to save is this year's annual OLSH auction will take place on Saturday, April 20th at the Pittsburgh Airport Marriott Hotel. 1:14 to go in this one. Owen Tonery will trigger it into Price, over to Egrick. Frankie up ahead to Patty Altmar, back to Egrick. Egrick, little give and go there, tic-tac-toe. Price with the bucket. He gets the hoop and the harm. I think McKeever's going to pick this up if I saw the official's fingers right. Yep, his third. Minute 7 left to go here. Nothing but nylon on the three-point play. Uhas down the paint. And we got a foul away from the ball. I think Price is going to get nailed for this one.
Yeah, now he is.
Uhas, that one rejected. I don't know if Altmar or Mattern got it, but he got too much body along with the ball. Third on the Chargers. It's going to go against Mattern. And it's Ryan Stoker at the line for the Ironmen. He puts the first one in. 1 minute to go here. I'm a hockey announcer. 1 minute. 1 minute in the fourth quarter. That one goes out of bounds off of Petty Altmar. Ironmen will trigger in with just under a minute to go. I like this, though. Dale Chapman over there. He's still coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Still coaching. Stoker in the paint. Kicks it back out to Uhas. Uhas. Nate. As your Norris. Works against Price. Over to Uhas. Long three on the way. He drains that one. Egrick. Over to Tonery. Tonery gets it up to Mattern to Price. Price goes off the glass. Nice move there by Matthew Price. Back to a 21-point lead with 25 seconds to go. Uhas kicks it off to Norris. Norris, long three, and he can shoot the three. That one's taken away by Stoker. Comes Uhas, 14 seconds ago. Uhas launches another three. This one doesn't go. Stoker gets the rebound, though. Uhas launches a three. That one doesn't go. Mattern with the rebound. And now, Steel Valley, no, they're going to play it, and that'll be it. Egrick bounce this one on the court. Chargers are victorious here, 57-39. So, Chargers go to 8-1 in section, 14-4 overall, and they keep it rolling. Gets a little tougher on Friday. Chargers will go to South Park. That's always a tough game, especially down there, Chase. And Steel Valley, well, they're in that rebuilding year. They go to Stowe Rocks. Excuse me, they got Stowe Rocks at home on Friday, and hopefully, I'm kind of rooting for the Still Valley team. I'm hoping they kind of like get one in the the win column this year.
You definitely hope that they can pick up a win here somewhere.
Not that I'm against Stowe Rocks or anything, but it's like it's a chance for them. I mean, they got Stowe Rocks and South Park, and out of those two left, I think Stowe Rocks is your one chance. Yeah.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. That's definitely their one game that I think that they have a shot at to possibly pull off. That South Park, and playing at South Park it's an extremely hard place to play. And the Chargers are going to get to see that this Friday when they travel down there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's Chargers doing what the Chargers are expected to do tonight. They come away with a 57-39 victory, and you got some numbers there for us.
Yeah, we'll go down through the Steel Valley Ironman first. Norris, he ended up with 17 points. Uhas ended up with 15, which, like you said, that was kind of the guy that they were going to need to stop down the stretch, and he kind of started heat up there the second half. He ended up with 9 points there in the fourth quarter. He did. Third quarter didn't have anything. Then moving down with that, next you had Huff who had 5, McKeever had 2, and Stoker ended up with 1. Then you flip it over to the Chargers. Looking at them, you have guys scoring from all over for the Chargers. Obviously, the leading scorer was freshman Tiernan McCullough. He had 20. The second lead, and Tiernan McCullough also had 5 3-pointers, so he went 5 from beyond the arc. Next leading scorer for the Chargers was Jake Johnson. He had 14. After that, then we get down to you have multiple players. Actually, the next leading scorer would be Matthew Price, who actually came off the bench. He ended up with 7 points.
Yeah, he got hot there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he did. He had 5 points in the fourth quarter and 2 in the third. And then moving on down with that, Greg Minard, he ended up with 5. And then rounding things out, Van Cavals had 4, Gina Williams had 4, and Patrick Altmore had 1. And that kind of rounds things out for the Chargers scoring. And if you want to talk about free throws, I can tell you exactly right now: 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So they made 8 free throws and they missed. So that would be
5.
Yes, 4. Yes, yeah. So we made 8. They ended up missing 4. So definitely, and I will also say the 4 that they actually in the fourth quarter went 1 for 4.
Yeah,
obviously. So
again, they improved at the free throw line today. That's something to note and to think about. But the bad news is it was in the fourth quarter when they faltered again. I don't know if they're gripping that ball too tight in the fourth quarter or whatever. But, it's they took a step in the right direction. I got to give them that. Yeah. I mean, you can tell that they've been working on it in the gym.
Yeah, no, 100%. You definitely can tell. I mean, they shot 66% from the free throw line. In past games, that's been seen to be a struggle for them. So, I mean, in the past games, they've been shooting a lot underneath 50%. So to be at 66% was a huge thing. And like you said, if you look at it going into the fourth quarter, they were 7 for 8.
Can't complain about that.
You can't complain about that. But like you said, I mean, I know this wasn't an extremely close game, but you still got to look at it as it's still happening in the fourth quarter. And
right.
It's something I will say, and even Coach Rodriguez, when I've talked to him about this, they're a young team, and it's something that they got to improve on. And it's not a skill thing. It's more mental when you get into the fourth quarter and stuff like that. And it's something, if you look at young teams, it's something that they tend to struggle with. But like I said, definitely a big thing for them, and they cleaned it up a little bit today, and hopefully they now go into a big South Park game at South Park on Friday, February the 2nd, 7:30 p.m. Real big game, and let's hope that they can carry that momentum of that into that and continue to improve as they get into the home stretch of the season here.
Yeah, 2 big games coming up for the Chargers, as you said. Friday at South Park. We were scheduled to broadcast that one for you, but we've been we've been what do you call it, blacked out by HSSN. They're doing the game, so the link for the game is already up on the OLSH site. So if you want to watch that one, it'll be Lanny Fratteri and his crew bringing you that one from South Park. They always do a good job. So like I said, the link's already there on the OLSH site. So be sure to watch that one if you're not going down there. Then next up for the boys, the 2 tough games in a row. They got South Park down at South Park and Seton LaSalle, which is a huge game. It's going to be here at the AAC, but here's the catch: if the Chargers and Seton LaSalle beat the teams they're supposed to beat, if the Chargers can win that game, they potentially could have they could have another section championship because WPIL doesn't differentiate if you're tied and you split the series between the 2 teams. Yeah. They both get plaques from the WPIL. Yeah. So that's a huge game. That is a very huge game against Seton LaSalle.
Extremely huge game, and when you got a young team like this, that's the type of game. And with this team heating up, especially like I said, the underclassmen heating up here, it's definitely something to highlight. And it's last time when they played, like I said, the free throws were an issue, but I feel that it's something that they're starting to clean up, and they're kind of chipping away at it each week and each game that they go with. So I'm intrigued to see how it's going to be. And like I said, it is not an easy place to play here at the AAC.
No, it's not. I mean, we talk about going to Seton LaSalle and South Park. Those teams talk about coming here and playing because it's not easy to play here either.
It's never easy to play here, and it's a huge game, and I expect there to be a lot of people at that game. And like I said, it's a tough place to play, and it's a huge game. Like you said, if you talk to head coach Mike Rodriguez, if you thought that if you would have told him that he had a chance at a section title at the beginning of the year, I think he would have laughed at us from the conversations that I had with him. But I always say he is the type of coach. It doesn't matter what kind of players he has, he will find a way to get the best out of them, and that's what he's doing right now, him and his staff.
Exactly right, Chase. I was just going to say the words that you just said. Coach Rodriguez is one of those coaches that, he might not have the best team in the league, but he gets the best out of his players, and you got to admire a coach like that. I mean, he doesn't coach his team to play his game. Yeah. He coaches the game that they have, and he gets the best out of them, and he gets the players to buy into it. So that's the thing.
And I will say about one thing about him, and this is no bias, even before I was even working here at OLSH and coaching here and such, he was all. I always highlight him. I truly think that he is probably one of the best Whitfield basketball coaches out there right now. And like you said, I mean, we both highlighted it. He gets what he needs to get out of his players, and he doesn't run just his system. He runs what's going to work for them.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he adjusts his coaching style to their style.
And that's an extreme. As a coach, just like myself, it's a gift, a true gift to have, and to have a coach that's able to do that, it's huge, especially in the sport of basketball. Because if you have a coach that's able to do that, the sky's the limit with the kind of players you have.
What that tells me about any coaching staff or a coach is they know this game inside and out.
100%.
So that they can adjust their game to fit theirs. Anyway, we talked about that enough. Just know that that we're going to be on the air for the girls on Thursday, and then you can watch the game on Friday on the link on the OLSH athletic website on the live broadcast site. It's already updated there. And then a week from tonight is the big game against Seton LaSalle. Try to make a point to come out. It's going to be a madhouse in here. It's going to be packed.
Yep.
Let's help the boys win. If not, we'll be here to bring it to you. So OLSH Sports Network, OSN, will be here on courtside bringing it to you. But it'd be much better if you can come here in person, cheer them on, then you can go home and watch it again. So that's for the next week. That's our broadcast. So the Chargers getting it done here today. Coach Rodriguez coaches his team to a 57-39 victory over the Steel Valley Ironmen, and they keep themselves in contention for a section title here, which, like we said, it'll be one way or the other. We're either going to be in first place or second place, most likely, depending on what happens a week from tonight. want to thank everybody involved here, Coach Rodriguez, Coach Mack, the entire coaching staff, and all the players, and the fans, and Sister Francine, and everybody here making this possible. Chase, thanks for coming along.
Of course.
Appreciate the help. I'm OLSH saying thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great evening. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time, Thursday night, right here on the OLSH Sports Network. Don't